Hi guys, this is Stefano and you're watching Lingua e Passione. Thank you so much for joining me today. Wisdom. Wisdom comes with experience, right? So how about 5 years of language learning experience condensed in one single video? This is what I'm going to attempt to do today, and I really hope you enjoy. Hey guys, it feels great to be back with a new video, and today I'm going to share with you my 5 best pearls of wisdom that I have found over the last 5 years by, continued self-study, interaction with so many other language enthusiasts and polyglots from all over the world, and obviously also with students, with hundreds of students that have worked with me over the last 4 years. I've been working as a tutor and language coach. I really hope this is going to be helpful for you, and if you like what you see, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more of this. So let's get right into it with the first word of wisdom. That is, know why you do it and try to keep it in mind. If there is one thing that pretty much all language enthusiasts and language learners and polyglots that I've met over the last 5 years from all over the world have in common, is a big, huge motivation to learn a given language. The secret, though, is to know how to keep learning even after the so-called and famous honeymoon phase is over. You know what it is? That's the short but intense period of time when the language is new, you make a lot of progress, everything seems great. But then at a certain stage you start slowing down and it becomes more difficult, and especially it becomes difficult to stay motivated. So having one or more strong, really strong reasons to learn a language is going to be key in the long run. And keeping these in mind all the way is as important. You know, those things that make you think, oh boy, I really want to learn language X today, instead of, oh no, today I have to learn language X. So for this reason, even though the methods that you use or how you learn are going to be extremely important, obviously, I would go as far as to say that why you learn in many cases is even more important than how you learn, because without a sufficient amount of motivation we can easily run out of fuel. And now an extra tip related to this: do it your way, do it for yourself rather than to impress other people, and you'll be happier, you'll have a much better language learning experience. The second big pearl of wisdom is balance. This is the key word. There are two forces in language learning battling each other. On the one hand, the awareness of not knowing much yet, or the acceptance of one's role as a beginner learner of a given language. And on the other hand, the desire to know more, to discover more, and to learn quickly, to become quickly able to speak the language. So I have come to understand that it is extremely important to find your own balance between these two forces. Don't get me wrong, both things are very important. I mean, being aware of one's role as a beginner and that we still don't know much and we have a long, long way to go is very important. And our desire to continue, our will to become better and better is also very important. But if we have too much of the former, the awareness of not knowing much yet, then motivation may easily fade off. I know I will never speak this language well, I might as well leave it. But if you have too much of the latter, that is the desire to keep going and learn more and learn quickly, then we can easily go ahead of ourselves and get bogged down and frustrated with too much information, grammar that is too difficult for us to digest yet, and that's bad as well. I can't possibly retain so much vocabulary, and I also can't use the future of the subjunctive of group 5 irregular verbs. So yeah, guys, let's try to find the balance, the right balance between these two forces, and motivation will stay high and our pace will be good enough to boost us even further. My third word of wisdom today is Give yourself enough credit for the progress you've done so far. It is extremely important that you stop and look back every now and then to really appreciate the distance that you've covered since the day you started learning your target language. I think we don't do this enough, and we focus a little bit too much on the negatives, whereas really appreciating the positives is also extremely important for motivation, for keeping up the good work. This does not mean basking in your own achievements and, that you stop learning because you've done so much already. But keeping in mind how far you've come will help you a lot on the way forward. Small extra tip about this: nobody can tell you where you should be in your language learning journey. Try as much as possible accepting where you are today and enjoy the journey, because the journey is the actual goal. Appreciate the things that you can do in your target language, because this is ultimately what brings joy to your life. And now off to a couple of less abstract tips. The fourth word of wisdom is ask more how and less why. How many times have we asked, but why is it so? Right? Why is it casa mia in Italian and not la mia casa? Why is it zu Hause in German and not im Haus? The truth is, in many cases, there is no real reason for this. It's just the way the language has developed. It's just the way the language is used. And while it may be sometimes useful and, let's be honest, sometimes even fun for us grammar freaks to know the grammatical reasons behind certain forms, in most cases, if you are no grammar lover, it can get you bogged down with lots of rules and exceptions that you feel you have to know, and that can jumble up the picture for you instead of clarifying it. And ultimately, what really counts is how the language is used, right? How people really speak. Hey, why do you guys use congiuntivo after in modo che, in order to? Because, well, I guess we just do it. Hey, why do the French say j'ai bien mangé instead of j'ai mangé bien? Maybe because their cuisine is so special? So from now on, guys, let's try and ask a little bit less why and a little bit more how. Do a little bit of that, and then please let me know if things improve. My fifth and last word of wisdom today is let's use spaced repetition systems to review what we've learned rather than to learn completely new stuff. Let's be clear right off the bat. Spaced repetition systems are a fantastic tool for all language learners all over the world, to say the least. But in my experience, and in that of many fellow language learners as well, these are much more powerful to review vocabulary and grammar that we have learned or encountered elsewhere previously during our reading, speaking or listening activities, for example, rather than to learn completely new things from zero, often only vaguely relevant to us. And why is that? The answer is very simple and though fundamental. It's the importance of context and relevance versus isolation. SRSs are very efficient for many people for reviewing and consolidating grammar and vocabulary as long as they are found in a context, okay, rather than just as isolated words or in a list that seems to have no connection with reality. Even more so when it's our own actual experience that came into play and that made us encounter such words and phrases. For example, reading an interesting article or having a meaningful conversation with someone. In such cases, we will be able to make much stronger associations and to retain these notions much more easily if they are relevant to us, if they are relevant to something that we have experienced in life. So start building your own decks today, but with stuff that you've seen and heard and experienced personally in your life. You will see what a difference this will make. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Which one of these tips do you think may have an impact on your language learning journey in the near future? Let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye, guys. The future of the subjunctive of group 5